is former acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf. Welcome, Chad. So the U.S. senior general has basically said, yeah, DHS says they're going to need some help from the Pentagon. Are they going to get that help?
Well, they likely are in one manner or another. What DHS is doing now is what we call a request for assistance, or an RFA. And so they're putting down on paper all the different duties and responsibilities that they may need from the Department of Defense. So I think this is interesting, right? They still, to this day, refuse to call this a crisis, refuse to admit what it is, which is really the worst numbers that we have ever seen in a generation, really since we started keeping numbers. They'll ask DOD, Department of Defense, for their help, but they won't talk about this to the American public. So I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a total deception. But the people who aren't deceived by this are those living on the border, who are probably, gripping for more chaos, more crime, more strain on the social services that they have in their communities, that they can't even service their own people now, their own American citizens. I want to move to another topic. It's really...
Yeah, I think that...
Oh, go ahead. Finish that, and then we'll go.
I think that's right. I think it's important for folks to remember that, we're on track this fiscal year, which we're only about 5 or 6 months into it, to actually eclipse last fiscal year, which was the highest on record ever. And so I think that's what it tells people, that there's no strategy at the border. There's no plan in place. They tore down a number of successful initiatives during the Trump administration, but they didn't replace them with anything. And so the only thing that's really keeping their head above water is this Title 42, which we hear is going away as well. And so I think once that occurs, the crisis that we are seeing, for the past 12 to 13 months becomes catastrophic when they are unable to remove individuals, and you see a larger number of individuals showing up to cross that border.
Yeah, and now we're hearing about Russian agents in Mexico, another troubling situation, because if the border's open, what does that mean for us? Mexico, by the way, has been neutral on Ukraine and Russia conflict, but Mexico now says that they're downplaying. Let me just tell you this quote and then get your thoughts on this. This is from Mexico's president. He says, "We don't have information on this. Mexico is a free and independent sovereign country. We're not going to Moscow to spy on anybody, nor to Beijing, nor to Washington," which doesn't really answer the question, Chad, about are there Russian agents working in Mexico, and does Mexico know about it? So tell me what you think about this.
Well, I think what the world knows is that if you want to cross into the United States and you want to do it illegally, it's wide open. You can do it along the southern border. And so that's why Border Patrol picks up over 120 different nationalities along that border every single year. That's why they are starting to pick up Ukrainians. And so this idea that Russian agents are working inside Mexico or elsewhere south of the border for any number of reasons is not going to be unique, and it's not surprising, because word is out, and the number of known and suspected terrorists that DHS is picking up over the last 12 to 13 months has also increased to numbers that we have never seen before as well. So, it's no secret that if you want to get across into the United States illegally, your best bet is to do it along that southern border and to embed yourself into this historic flow of individuals coming across that border.
Yeah. Open border, we're inviting a lot more trouble. Chad Wolf, thank you for joining us this morning.